It's day 2 of the Champions League quarterfinals, first legs, and guys, today was a surprising day of results. The results today were genuinely surprising. From what we saw yesterday, I kind of expected today to be a little bit straightforward as well, right? I expected the results that I saw today to not be the results I saw today. I don't expect to see these results one bit. PSG against Liverpool in one match, and concurrently Barcelona, Atletico Madrid in the other match. And we saw with PSG, Liverpool, right? Because this is the game that we saw last season in the round of 16. Obviously, Liverpool finishing first in the table, PSG getting through the qualification stages and facing Liverpool was a very interesting 2 legs last season, right? I think PSG one game had like 27 shots, no goals. Liverpool snatch it late. Second leg is kind of more of a balanced game. PSG win and then go on to win on penalties. So this game, I don't think people expected it to be that close at all. They didn't expect PSG to score only 1 goal over 2 legs. In fact, if PSG only scored 1 goal today, it would have been a disaster. It would have been a shock. The Liverpool lineup today was genuinely a disgrace. Arne Slot, look, I've had my comments about Arne Slot all season. This is not going to be an Arne Slot bashing video. I've had enough comments on him all season. I don't need to make any more in this game. But this lineup genuinely was a disgrace. Not because we went to a back 3, but the fact that you've not played this formation, played this system at all in your 2 years at Liverpool. You want to play it now against arguably one of the 3 best teams in all of world football. That does not make any sense. That to me is just, I'm not a manager. I don't know management. I don't know tactics more than these professionals do. But that does not make sense. You cannot play against Man City, 5 days ago, back 4, same system, we played 2 years, and then you switch it up against PSG thinking things will be different. It will not be different. PSG absolutely dominated Liverpool throughout this game, especially in that first half. It was a complete and total, utter domination. Possession, passes, chances, quality chances. Every metric of football that you can define a game by, PSG dominated Liverpool by that metric. And it got to a point, I was thinking to myself, you know what? At 1-0, just go for it. Go for it, because you're not going to be able to park the bus for 90 minutes against PSG. I know it sounds backwards. I know it sounds crazy. Why would you go for it at 1-0? Why would you go for it? But you're not going to stop them from scoring more goals. You're not. Nobody has. So, and the way they were opening, look, the scoreline today is very flattering. 2-0 is a very flattering result. Obviously, the first goal is a bit of a fluky, jammy goal. Maybe Dashvili could have saved it. Maybe it is what it is, right? Those are kind of difficult shots to save. I've seen better goalkeepers than Dashvili not save shots like that. So I understand that. But at that point, you keep the game tight for what? A majority of the rest of the game, right? You keep the game tight. You're not really attacking. You're not really putting any pressure. I think PSG are one of those teams where you can't just sit back and hope they don't score. It'll wear you down. It will wear down your players. It will wear you down mentally. You cannot just hope and pray that a team does not score against you. That to me is the complete and that is the very definition of a small team. Liverpool is not a small team. This is a type of performance you see from a relegation team. A team fighting to stay up against one of the top teams in a certain league. This is not the way a team like Liverpool should be playing. I'm not saying go guns blazing with PSG. Hell no. You lose. I'm not saying attack them, press them. No. Pick your moments, pick your time to go at them and be aggressive in the attack and see if you can get a goal. Chelsea scored against PSG. So why can't Liverpool score against PSG? That's just my line of thinking. But the way Kvaratskhelia and Doué were having their ways with Liverpool on both flanks was just a joke. It was just, especially Kvaratskhelia. The goal that he scores eventually in the second half is just a brilliant from João Neves, brilliant pass into Kvaratskhelia. Brilliant touch, gets away from Gravenberch, who today was absolutely dreadful. He was terrible today. He's been generally bad the whole season, but today was terrible. The deflection for the Doué's goal, and then tracking for Kvaratskhelia, failing to make the tackle. He runs Dashvili, makes it 2-0. And at that point, I'm thinking to myself, you know what? Just go for it. I thought go for it and make some subs at 1-0, but at 2-0, you have to go for it. Your team is exhausted. Your team is tired. They cannot continue keeping up with these PSG players. These PSG players they're on like performance enhancing drugs, it seems like. How are they all so fast and so quick and so agile and their staminas, they don't get tired? How? What are they doing in training? What are these guys doing in training? I don't even think it's training. I just think they just signed players that have physical advantages over average players in world football. That's really what it is. Compare PSG's players to Bayern players, to Barca's players, to Madrid's players, to Arsenal's, every top team in the world. It seems like PSG's players just have more engine. Just more engine, more oomph in their steps. So I'm thinking, make some subs. Make some subs. And you know what Arne Slot finally does? He makes some subs and he takes off our best player on the day, Florian Wirtz. The one player that could actually knit things together when you bring on the new players, he takes him off, and from that moment on, there's nothing left in the game. There's no movement, there's no connectivity, there's no chemistry, and PSG genuinely, at least they should have 4 goals. At least 4 goals. Dembele, after that chance where they play it perfectly. I think it's like a 1-2 touch on the left side. Nuno Mendes to Vitinha to Kvaratskhelia to Doué to Dembele, and Dembele just passes it into Maradashvili's hands. That was a chance to really put the game to bed. I think Dembele has another chance where Nuno Mendes bombs down the left wing, cuts it back to him, and he just skies it. It looked like Dembele of Barcelona today. Today looked like Dembele of Barcelona. And the only hope for Liverpool fans is the same way he screwed Barcelona all those years ago and missed that chance at the end of the game when it was 3-0. You can only hope that is the same thing that happens in the second leg at Anfield, and Liverpool can win that game 3-0, 3-0. Look what I'm saying. Nil. How can PSG not score? How? So that means you have to score 4 goals at Anfield. Or at least 3, and just hope you can do something in extra time. But today it was a fully deserved win for PSG. There was nothing Liverpool, I don't think they had a single shot on target. Not a single shot on target in a Champions League game of this magnitude is a disgrace. And I think it was the same case last year in the first leg. Not a single shot on target in the first leg. The only hope now for Liverpool fans, for these players, is that you can draw on the experience from last season and just assume that you play better in the second leg. But it's looking very, very dark. It's looking very, very dark. PSG were incredible today. I do think they give teams a chance, right? Liverpool are a terrible team this season. Let's just call it what it is. A terrible team this season. Any other team, maybe big team in the world, maybe the Bayerns, the Madrids, the Barcas, those caliber of teams, I think they can punish PSG the way Liverpool failed to punish them when they gave the ball up, when they had moments of lapse in concentration. There was a moment in the first half where I think Nuno Mendes looked like he was getting injured, or maybe he was unfit. Frimpong goes past him, and Frimpong does this thing where he goes past players and then avoids every single Liverpool player in the box. I've never seen a player avoid his teammates in the box on a cross so many times. This guy might be the worst crosser of the ball I've ever seen at this football club. And we once employed John Flanagan. He might be the worst. I don't understand what he sees when he gets in that position. Ekitike, I think, was decent at times, defending, carrying the ball, holding up the ball. But when he got close to the PSG's box, he completely fluffed his lines. He completely floundered. I don't know if it was the pressure of him coming back to his old club and the crowd and the fans and whatever, the stadium. I don't know what it was, but he was poor in the final third. Florian Wirtz today was very good, in my opinion. In this setup, there's really nothing more you can do than what Florian Wirtz did today, in my opinion. Right, I'm not saying he was world class. I'm not saying he was, exceptional. But the setup did not help any attacker in Liverpool colors today. It did not help them at all. And for the most part, the only attackers in this team were Szoboszlai, Wirtz, and Ekitike. And there were moments Szoboszlai had some passes, playing Gravenberch in behind, but it wasn't anything substantial. PSG could have won this game 3-4, 5-0. They probably should have won this game 3-4, 5-0. I don't know. It is PSG are going through in this tie. So we don't even have to spend too much time talking about what they did in this leg and what they're gonna show up again at Anfield and probably put the game to bed. It is what it is. But the game that was really, really surprising today was Barcelona losing 2-0 at home to Atletico Madrid. Now, these teams have faced each other 4 times this season, I believe. 2 times already at Barcelona were home. They won both games. So you're expecting that they're going to win again today, right? They obviously lose the 4-0 at the Copa del Rey, and then they beat them last weekend. Obviously, I think Madrid had the red card. So you're thinking to yourself, this game is an opportunity for Barcelona to win 2-0, 2-1, 3-1, get maybe a comfortable enough lead, and then go away to Metropolitano, and hopefully, you can get a goal there, Nick a goal there, and put the tie to bed. But it was not to be. And that first half, they were brilliant. Barcelona was. They were brilliant. They were breaking Atletico Madrid down. They were getting chances. There was a chance from, I think, a giveaway. Yamal finds Rashford real quick. Rashford, I think, should score that chance. He should score that chance. And that's the frustration with Marcus Rashford. So much good initial play. So much good play taken on his defender. Getting past the defender. Great touches. Great speed. The speed and the athleticism he showed on display today was incredible. The way he glided past, is that the past tense of glide? I don't know. Glided past, whatever. The way he just moved past Atletico Madrid players was brilliant today. But the final product was just terrible. It was just terrible. And it really came back to haunt them. Towards the end of the first half, that foul from Kubasi, it's such an unfortunate incident because he's not trying to foul. I think was it Alvarez or Simeone, whoever it was. He wasn't trying to foul him. He was trying to, move away from him, but he just clips him, and it's red card, right? From that moment on, things would have been tough. But I wasn't even expecting what Julian Alvarez did to happen. That free kick, and honestly, I should have expected it because he's done it now against some top teams, right? He's done it against Madrid, I think, last season. He's done it a couple other times for Atletico Madrid over his career, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's done it for Man City once or twice. So he's pretty good and efficient from free kicks. But that free kick against one of the best goalkeepers in the world was incredible. Like, that was an incredibly struck free kick. 1-0, right at the cusp of halftime. You go down a man, you go down a goal. I think that just drained Barcelona. They just killed them. It literally killed them. And I have to give credit to Lamine Yamal. Today, Lamine Yamal fought with everything in his power, in his might, every fiber of his being. He fought to get Barcelona back into this game. And that, to me, is a serious indictment where it seems like he's playing by himself sometimes. It's not like it's like he's selfish or he only cares about dribbling or cares about. He wants to other players to help him, but when he looks up and it's Danny almost scuffing a shot, or it's Ferran Torres missing how many other chances? Fermin Lopez taking an ill-advised shot. Rashford not being able to finish chances that he should be finishing. What else can you expect from him? There was a moment he dribbled. 2 moments. The first one was brilliant. He dribbles past, I think, 4 players, gets both of his shots blocked. He does it again later in the game, dribbles past 3 or 4 players, almost gets it on his right foot to get a strike away. This guy is just brilliant. He's just brilliant. Like, the things he does with the ball. And I saw on Twitter yesterday, after Bayern beat Real Madrid, so many people were saying, Olise is on the same level as Yamal. He's just as good as Yamal. He just doesn't have the PR, whatever. Listen, I'm not of the opinion that you need to be comparing great players and trying to make one, diminish one in order to raise the other. But today showed us that there's levels. He's just on another level to every other player. Don't think about any player. Just he's on his own level. That's just all I can say about Lamine Yamal today. He's on his own level. Don't compare him to any other player because right now, the way he's been playing this season, he's on his own level. The way he plays football, I don't want to say it, but I've only ever seen one player play football the way he plays it. In terms of the creativity, the dribbling, the chance creation, the threat, the having to be marked by 2-3 players at a time. I've only ever seen one player suffer that kind of attention on a consistent basis. I wouldn't name the player, but I think we all have an idea who it is I'm talking about. But today he was brilliant. But that red card really just killed Barcelona. It killed them, and then Solo comes on and finishes off the game 2-0. And the reason I said it was a surprising day of football, a surprising day of results, was because I fully expected PSG to score at least 3 goals today. They only scored 2. I fully expected Barcelona to score at least 2 goals today. They didn't score any. 2 surprising results. I was thinking PSG 4-1 Liverpool, 3-1 Liverpool, something like that. Barcelona 2-1, 3-1, and those are the results. So I was genuinely surprised by today's results. But honestly, it's all to play for. It's all to play for, right? Liverpool less so, because I think the PSG will just score. But Barcelona, I think with the attack that they have, with the way they can score goals at will, they might still be able to salvage something out of it. I mean, they were down 4-0 and they scored 3. They could have scored 4 in that game as well, in the Copa del Rey. So I can see a way where they scored 2 goals at Metropolitano. I think it's a little bit different because they were at the Camp Nou. That game, when they needed to score 4 goals, it was a little bit different, but I still believe in the likes of Yamal. Maybe Firmino can do something. Maybe Lewandowski can do something. Maybe something can happen in that game, and they can go on and score 2 goals and maybe push it to extra time or even win the game outright. But today is just... It's not as entertaining of a day as yesterday was, I will admit, but it's still very intriguing results and still finely poised for the most part, right? I think every single team that is down in this so far in this first leg can believe, I'm not saying they will, but they can believe that they can come back and do something and win in the next leg. So I'm not predicting anything. I'm not predicting either of these teams that lost today will go through. But if any team can go through from the teams that lost today, I think it is Barcelona. Liverpool look terrible. Liverpool are terrible. Let's just call it what it is. It is what it is. And I don't know. What do you guys think? What do you guys even... What can you even expect or predict to happen in the second leg? What can you see happen in the second leg? I think it was good for Liverpool to see Isak coming off the bench, get some touches in. I think you kind of in a position where with nothing left to play for in this season, he has to get more minutes in next week. He has to get more minutes next week. He maybe has to start against PSG. Maybe you bring him on for 30 minutes at the weekend in the Premier League, and then you start him against PSG because you need whatever you can get. You need a potent attacking option in that Liverpool team. I'm surprised Salah didn't play today. I think he had a bit of an injury scare. Or before the City game, he plays the City game. I don't know if he kind of picked something up in training or whatever it was, but for me, it's bizarre that he doesn't get a single minute in the game. That to me doesn't make any sense, considering how poor Liverpool were playing, considering there was no shot on target the entire game. So why is Salah not playing? I don't understand. I think Slot is just... I don't like the guy. I do not like Arne Slot. Like, I think I made that very, very clear. I think his management is very poor. I think his tactics are poor. I think his substitutions are poor. I think he's just a poor manager, right? So I don't know what his vendetta is against Salah. I don't know if there's beef or there's a squabble there, whatever it is. But I don't like his treatment of Salah one bit. But at the end of the day, he's going at the end of the season. Liverpool will be going out of the Champions League next week, so it doesn't really matter. Just secure a fit spot in the Premier League, get Champions League football, and let a new manager come in and fix the day. But Barcelona, there's still a chance. As long as you have Lamine Yamal and you have Hansi Flick's attacking style of football, hopefully you don't go down to 10 men again next game. Pedro will be back, probably playing the full 90. Hopefully Rashford can contribute a little bit more than he did today. But it's gonna rest on Lamine Yamal's shoulders. There's going to be a lot to rest on his shoulders, and hopefully his teammates can just help him out. He's drawing 2, 3, 4 players at a time. One of you should be able to contribute from that advantage. One of you should be able to do it. I've seen players draw some attention in the past, and they contribute. Their teammates help them and contribute with goals, with whatever. Somebody in Barcelona's team help Lamine Yamal out. But guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all very, very soon. Peace out.